Coming to you from the Strings and Things studio in Ventura, California. And I'm Karin.
I'm Ann.
I'm Katie.
And this is the Strings Unraveled podcast.
Yay. Woo! It's December. Who's feeling jolly? Yeah, it's December 1st, actually, when we're recording this in podcast land.
How often does that happen, where we actually record on the month?
In the month it's going to be released, like never.
Every once in a while.
Yeah, usually we're a week or two ahead, but this time it's actually the 1st.
There's nothing like Thanksgiving week to mess up your schedule.
Oh, yeah. And then time change and everything. Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what day of the week it is.
I don't really think I'm affected by the time change. Everyone else around me goes, "Oh my god, the time change!"
Yeah,
is
I'm
so
happy.
hard.
I like it, but
this is the right time change.
Yeah.
Other than
it just throws you off.
Other than having to remember to change my clocks, I'm not actually. I don't ever feel like I'm thrown off.
Not even the spring one though.
When I was in school, yeah, but I get up at the same number time. I go to bed really late. I mean,
I'm waking up at 5 a.m. and I can't help it.
No,
but I
actually slept until 6. I love the morning, but not at 5 a.m.
It's dark.
I'm a 6 a.m. kind of girl.
It's dark, so it's still night.
Yeah, the 5 a.m. doesn't count. Okay, before we get too far into it, I want to do a couple little shout out thingies at the top of the episode. First off, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who supported our holiday boutique. We enjoy doing the handmade holiday boutique. And it also gives us a chance to, have a slightly more prosperous holiday season for us and our families. So for all of your support, we say thank you a million times. And that being said, there's still some things left in the holiday boutique. So if you still want to support us, or if you haven't checked it out, go to our website and you can shop online. I would say if you want to make sure you get anything before the holiday, maybe choose the pick up in store option if that's possible, but we'll try and ship things out as fast as we possibly can. But we don't know, with the mail and all that, when things get delivered, it's crazy right now. So shop online if you can, but maybe pick up in person. We would appreciate that. Another thing I want to mention is if you for many years have thought, wow, I really wish I could listen to this wonderful podcast on Spotify. You can now, because I finally figured out how to do that.
Oh, that's exciting!
That's awesome! So Strings Unraveled is on Spotify, so you can follow us there if you want to. It was a lot easier to set up than I thought it would be, but so if you've been waiting for that, you can do that now, which is very exciting.
Cool.
We have new classes that are going to be coming out next month. So this is December. In January 2023, we will have a new class schedule available, plus a big surprise coming in January that we're going to talk a lot about on the podcast especially, but also we'll be talking about it everywhere else. So make sure that you come back for our January episode. So you can find out what our special surprise is.
And you probably, if you're listening to this, you are probably already getting our newsletter.
Yep.
You're probably already following us on Instagram and Facebook. But just in case you're not, I would recommend that you also do those 3 things.
Yeah. That's all of the business off the top that I wanted to take your time for. So with that being said, who wants to go first with what they're working on? Karin.
Say loud.
Everybody just looks at each other.
It's a showdown.
I'm the producer. I get to pick.
It's a showdown.
It's my birthday month, so I have to do everything first.
Oh yeah, it's Karen's birthday month. Happy birthday, Karin.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Well, I was preparing a list because while I only have a couple things on the finished, I have 5 things with me that I'm juggling through of existing and old FOs. So, probably 3 years back.
You think it was as long as that?
I think it was pre-COVID.
Oh yeah, and that's
way back in the land before COVID.
I'm imagining that sound like the harp music when we're going back in time in a TV show.
Hey, wait. We should talk to our producer about that.
Okay, Katie, insert going back in time sound effect right here. I don't know if that's possible, but I'll do my best.
Yeah, just audible. And right now,
oh yeah.
Oh, it's like Wayne's World.
So I taught a class called East Creek.
Yep.
And I enjoyed mine so much. In fact, my youngest, you notice I had to.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
have
gone.
it. Yeah, because my youngest is like, I'm really cold, Mom, and I don't have any sweaters. I'm like, and
you should learn to knit. No.
Go buy a sweater, kid.
Blaspheme!
So, as I was saying, I was like, I actually have a wool sweater that will fit this wider shouldered body who's also very tall because it is long. Actually, I have long arms, but garter stitch stretches.
Pardon me.
It's like an accordion.
And because I made it as my original sample way back when we were at Anacapa, I followed the directions, which I then found out for class. I taught in class to shorten the sleeves by like 2 to 3 inches. Because while I like sleeves that go to my knuckles, it also stretches wide, so it just is not a comfortable sleeve. But for my youngest, she is now wearing my East Creek.
Gorgeous.
And I made sure, I'm like, you will not. Here's the rules. She even said, is it on loan or can I have it? I go, well, it depends on how you treat it. Right now,
I reserve the right to take it back from you.
Exactly. He goes, oh, so I won't sleep in it. No, you will not.
Correct choice.
No, you will not.
Correct
You will
choice.
not be sleeping in this sweater. You will not be washing this sweater. Even though it says it's superwash, you will, when it needs
washing.
Does it
say on there?
That
Did you put a label? A Karin Strickland label?
I lasered. I put my laser
Your
eyes,
laser
so the message into my youngest's brain, into Mars's brain.
Beamed
it in.
into Mars's brain.
It's like anything I make for you, you will treat it with great care. And even if it wasn't made for you, it is still a beloved thing. Anyway, so I'm making I only shared it with my youngest because also I'm making a second one, and it motivates me.
It's so pretty, Karin.
Finish my East Creek, and
Yay.
for whatever reason, I thought I was farther along.
Isn't that the worst?
Dang it!
When you pull out a project and you're like, I'm only right here.
I thought I was on Sleeve Island.
Yoke is done.
I am
Front
not
is done.
on. Yeah, I am not on Sleeve Island.
It's so pretty.
So what I did is I took 6 skeins of yarn, 6 pairs, I think, of skeins of yarn, or maybe 6 or 7 skeins of yarn.
You have a picture of the yarn drying, I think.
Somewhere. Yeah.
You dyed this yarn?
I dyed
sorry.
this.
Mm-hmm.
I dyed this to make a gradient. And it's been since we've been here. So it's 7 skeins, of which I have quite a bit of the first one because I didn't gauge that, and not enough of the bottom one.
That's the star of the show. Sorry to say.
Right.
That bottom one is gorgeous.
But look at the speckles in the top one.
There's like little tiny pops of green in there.
Little pops of green. Oh, thank you.
We're fixing a snag.
A snag already, and I haven't even worn it. I haven't even finished it. There it is. Okay. See, and just like that, the snag is fixed. We should have videotaped that.
Oh, let me fix it.
No.
I've got like a bad nail. Let me get that.
So yeah, I don't know what was. It's this gradient of light, almost bubble gummy pink, mauve pinks, going darker to what do you call this bottom color? It's got some.
It's like
a really raspberry.
Yeah, with little bits of like brownie bits.
It's very
raspberry
beautiful.
and dark chocolate almost. Merlot.
I was thinking about something like that. And then you've got these little pooling places where you get this really, I don't know, it's just, so.
You could eat it up.
Yep. And I think I stopped because I thought, wait a minute, I don't know how I'm going to do the sleeves if the sleeves are going to match. And I started.
You hate it when you have to think? That's where I am with this other sweater.
And that's why this was stopped for like a few years.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to mess with that because I know I've got limited.
Yep.
And I know I took the time to take each skein and wind it
into... Oh, no.
Pause.
It's very hot. Oh. I knew that was going to happen. Oh my god, I'm still recording. Bonus content. I just spilled hot tea all over myself. I'm going to pause now. Okay. We're back, and I found some pajama pants and a sweater in my office, so I'm lucky that I keep a lot of junk in my office so that I had something to change it to. Karin, you took the time to do something with your sweater. To separate the yarn, I think, for your sleeves or something?
Okay. I don't know. Whatever I have to say was not as exciting as what we just did.
Are you kidding me? That raspberry color is so very exciting.
I dyed some yarn, and y'all get to see it because we take pictures of our stuff that we talk about. And I have all these.
Which if you didn't know, because some people have told me they don't know that the pictures are there behind the
you gotta swipe.
Slide. Please swipe when Katie's thoughtfully putting the little blurb on our Instagram.
There's pictures back there.
Past it because all her projects are behind that. So, carry on.
Oh, I just realized because I was looking at because I save the labels and I tuck them into the balls, so I'll remind myself what I used. And I will, if you guys haven't, I love this. This is Felice worsted. Did you feel how beautifully squishy? I think we've done Felice on sock yarn before, but it's in a worsted weight. It's yummy.
Yeah,
it's just nice yarn. It doesn't have spring when you look at it, but at least in a garter stitch, it's just so cozy,
very squishy.
Marshmallows.
So anyway, when I pulled this out, I thought, I just need to do the sleeves. So I ignored anything but other than the sleeves because normally, like the pattern teaches to go front, back, sleeve, but I just go in a circle. Whatever is next in the circle, it's one of those. It's a sweater. It's top down, and till you get to the armhole, and then you divide it, and then each section is done flat with a slip knit across. That's it.
Nice
for like. So many 17 inches or something. It's a little bit longer. And anyway, so I started doing the sleeves and I realized, I'm not even really sure what color I'm on because some of those early colors are really, really close.
Right. It is a elegantly done ombre.
So I stopped doing the sleeves because I realized I don't know if I'm going to have enough to do anything else. And I did about 4 inches of the front and realized I was doing it in the wrong color. Ripped it back and much because it went from light to slightly darker back to light again, and it wasn't doing that darkening ombre. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what this is, an East Creek, and whatever the pocket. Usually there's like a hidden color in the pocket, and I'm not sure. That might be what's left over of the super light color. Down at the bottom.
You said you didn't have a lot of that dark raspberry. Do you have enough of that for the pockets?
Well, I would like to keep that for the cuffs if I need to. If I
can.
But
I mean like after that, I suppose. But I guess you have to do that. You have to do that first.
I don't know because I have this very, very sad Roxanne's Make-A-Wish in a Dream bag that. See, all I have is like half a skein to do the other bottom section of the front.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to focus on that. And then whatever's left will be just on the cuff. Or in the pocket. You're right.
Yeah, put whatever's left in the
honestly,
pocket.
Is it important to have all the color pattern in the sleeves? I think not.
Oh. I think it is.
Okay, but I don't have enough. I got to make a choice.
Well, I mean, you split it in half and do as much as you can.
It's going to...
So at least it's represented.
The front and the back need to match.
Yes. And then if you have a leftover, maybe you just do the cuff or something.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking.
The bind off.
So so if you can imagine, the hidden pocket will be in the lighter color.
You can't just recreate that yarn that you dyed 3 years ago. I was thinking, and dye more
what
of it.
Green did you use? Because you could pick the green out of it.
Oh, that's true.
And just do like
that green is my favorite green.
Radioactive.
Pistachio.
Oh, pistachio.
It's a mixture. It's a mixture of pistachio and probably I don't know.
It's so like it's vibrant but not obnoxious.
It might even be a blue when it got mixed with
and it got broken or something.
Yeah, whatever. But so that was I'm pulling this yarn and now I'm ripping out what I just did.
Oopsie daisy.
Oopsie. I do have most of this other beautiful raspberry color, which is not the darkest.
So much of that one.
I don't know. Somewhere I didn't use it, because I only used it right here so far.
Maybe that's going to be the pockets.
Maybe that'll be. We'll see.
Or
it's got to be sleeves. It's got to be...
Yeah, that middle range color that you have so much of could be a bulk of the sleeves. Because, like, if you think of because this makes, like, it's not a nice gradient, the sweater I'm going to reference. But my favorite garter stitch sweater, which is Stasher. Stasher Cardi.
Oh, yeah, you made a bunch of those.
I love that sweater's sleeves are not symmetrical to the body. That was the thing that caught my eye right off the bat. Mm-hmm. So, like, you could have the same gradient, but not the same, like, amount of color. Oh. So that yarn that you have in the middle color could take up a lot more of the body of the sleeve.
Yeah.
But it would still, like, make sense.
You'd still get some gradient happening.
Yeah. Well, I don't do any decreasing until basically the elbow.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm already at the halfway part of the arm because
Nice.
you know it's the yoke is actually by the time you divide it, it's at the middle of your upper arm. I think this might be a section where I start at the cuff and go up.
Oh, and rejoin it.
And
that's
rejoin
smart.
it. And rejoin it.
Yeah,
Do that.
Because
use
then
as
I
much
know
of that as you can.
because then you're playing the yarn chicken with, oh, if I go too far,
Do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
because I think I'm not going to have enough of my darker color, and then you end up with
That's
leftover
Leftovers.
and it not well represented
Yeah.
because so I start.
So do you need to finish your front or
I
your
have to-
other side?
I have to finish the other front or back or whatever it is. I
Yeah.
think I did the back and I'm doing the front next.
You've nailed
Just
the
to make
solution.
sure that that's done, and then whatever's left over gets divided
Write that
into.
down so in 3 years when you come back to it again.
No, it's not.
Kidding.
It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done this
I'm not
next
putting that
month.
bad
and a half.
Because
on
you were wearing your East Creek a lot, so I bet you're gonna miss having
Every
it.
time I see some of our customers come in and they're wearing their East Creek, and I am super jealous.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about my Rainbow in the Storm. It's like it's my go-to like sweater, like
Yeah.
pull on cozy, wear it home. That's my favorite sweater.
Aw.
So what else are you working on? This is some fabulous
I love
sparkles.
that yarn. I had
So
some of that.
this
That looks like
was from the
Christmas.
stash swap. This is like, it's the most wonderful time. It's like a white Christmassy blue. It's a ice blue, but it has a strand of iridescent sparkle. So like instead, like the stellina that's in it is not, it's not like silver or gold or anything. It's this iridescent bluish sparkle. And this is a
What yarn is it?
This is by Rowan Romance.
I have a sweater in
bulky.
that from a long time ago. I wonder where it is. I love that yarn.
Well, I used it to practice a couple different things. I was practicing a stitch for a scarf called The Divine Scarf. It's by Latoya Durant, and that's what I'm going to make out of this. I started it, and I thought for some reason that I was farther, but apparently I was not. It's a crocheted scarf. Oh, gosh. This is
Sorry,
a night for
this scared me.
surprises. I love it because it is on a 12.0 millimeter hook.
Ooh, that's. May I hold that hook?
I had to buy.
That's got some
12
heft.
Wait, maybe it was a 50. I can't remember. I think it's a 12 millimeter hook I had to buy for a project, and it was hard to find.
Yeah.
They are not easy to find. I got this one in my stash for something else. And the scarf calls for 3 different colors of like a worsted weight, but it is easily adaptable, and so I did a swatch because I wanted to adapt her pattern, and I was on a Zoom call with the designer for some other thing that we do together, and she thought it was a great idea because it's a simple one row repeat scarf, so you can repeat it if you do a swatch, so you know how many of these crochet stitches that you per inch that you get, then you can easily adapt it, and you doesn't have to be like. And her scarf is 3 colors, but we talked about it could be a stash buster because it's done vertically, where you are chaining on the length of the scarf and going, so you're not going very deep into it.
Love scarves that go the length of the scarf
because you don't have that many rows.
It just feels like it goes so much faster.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even though you're making the same amount of fabric.
Yep.
But what a great stash buster, because you can do every partial row can change a color. You could do, but in this case, this is a stash buster of a bulky yarn. And apparently I have a swatch of something else I was practicing, which I also like, but
is that Tunisian or brioche or?
It's neither. It's crochet. It's half double crochet through the back loop only.
Oh, that's the sweater you're making.
No, it's not. It is. It's not half double crochet. It's double slip stitch through the back loop only. Yes, I was practicing it, but I thought, what a great cowl that would be, right?
Very cozy.
Yeah. So
that would be nice. I'm a big fan of this yarn. I think it's discontinued, but
What is it made out of?
Gorgeous.
This is. Let's look at that label. Oh, I can't read it.
Let me see.
Yeah, you young person with good eyes.
36% acrylic, 27% nylon, 26% mohair, 8% polyester, and 3% wool.
I think it's the closest Rowan gets to a novelty yarn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's novelty adjacent for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the Divine Scarf. But if you want a quick crochet project that can use up stash, it's just a very relaxing project to do.
Nice.
By Latoya Durant. And what else? So I've got a few other things, but I won't do all of them. But the two main things, well, maybe three. But okay, so I picked up my temperature blanket again.
Ooh.
In December.
Well, I got up to October.
Well, that's
Ooh.
awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I started it in 2021.
Well, so you made a loop, right?
I went August. No, I only started in August of 2021.
Oh,
I made
okay.
it to October 2021.
Oh, man. It's all in the timing, isn't it?
Well,
oh, it's so pretty.
but it is really okay. So it's
Oh, this is the Tunisian crochet
the
one
Tunisian
by
crochet
Yeah.
one by Tony Litzy.
Yeah.
It's more of a recipe. Man, it snagged on something.
Something in your bag is snagging things.
Yeah. Do you have Velcro on your bag?
I don't.
It doesn't look
It's
like a
got
Velcro
zippers.
snag anyway.
It might be a
Oh,
zipper.
zipper,
It's a
yeah.
plastic zipper, but so each month is like the length of a sleeve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a long.
So every day is just 3 rows.
I like that a lot. I think that's
And
cool.
the great thing is that even though I'm a full year past, with weather.com, I can just go back to any day of any year and
Yeah,
find out
isn't
the
that nice?
high of that day for that area. And only to find out that I've run out of yarn for the color that I need. I've got a ton of yarn.
That's
Just not in the color, because in the beginning I chose 7 colors and there's 8 degrees per color. So I figured out what the range of highs are, the lowest high and the highest high for Fillmore.
Yeah.
And in September we got above 100.
Yeah.
103 those
I'm not
days.
surprised.
That might just be above that.
Oh, is the white line the
that's
month?
September. Yes, so you have one color is just the division between the months. So, you know that each month, for the most part, has at least 31 days. So the most lines you're going to have is 33 rows per. And so anything that's extra, you'll just have more. You'll have more rows in between of the white to have that division. But
Very cool.
anyway, so yeah, so that yarn is coming.
What yarn is it?
This is knit. I wrote this down. This is made from Knit Pick Swish DK.
Nice.
And it is on it. Okay, I can't even read that. Hold on. It is a J hook that has just a nice interchangeable. And yeah, it's kind of fun. I mean, you go through. I picked it up, and I actually got most of October.
Yeah.
In an evening, trying
It's
to catch
pretty
up. It
chill, I'm assuming, because you're just doing simple stitch.
It's
back
just
and
it's
forth.
just a simple stitch.
Yeah.
And some of this has a very Harry Potter feel because of the
Little bit.
temperatures of that particular
A
month.
little Gryffindor-esque.
But it started to cool down, so I got an introduction a year ago October. Hey, temperature blankets do not have to start in January, and they don't have to be finished within that year.
No, I am excited because I found a temperature cross stitch.
Well, that's cool.
That is fun.
I can't remember. Well, you keep talking. I'll find out who the
you look
designer
at it.
is.
Okay. The other thing that I started a couple years ago is called the Merryweather Blanket by Gemma Fiend, Fiendt. It may be Fiend. I don't know. It's tied with a ribbon.com. Also in Swish DK. And I finished all 260 something squares.
Wow, congratulations.
And I started to block them and said, heck no, I'm not doing that. I don't really want to do that.
Just block them all, at
260.
once. Right?
Well, no, I decided I wasn't gonna.
No, I mean, like, once it's put all together.
I put that. Yes, yeah. So I did.
What's the name of
it
it?
took one evening. So of all the little blocks, there's 16 blocks that go together, and when they're done together, they kind of look like a quilt.
Yeah.
What's that? And so you put blocks of 16 together, and then you'll put those in rows.
Mm-hmm.
And it took part of an evening. It took a few hours just to sort of organize and do lots of locking ring markers to kind of hold them together. I just did that So this whole thing has all my blocks already hooked together, ready to go, so that I can pull out a block and start doing
That's a lot of freaking work.
Yeah.
But, okay, but what's interesting is it calls for a mattress stitch in crochet. It's not the same as mattress stitch in knitting.
Yeah.
So I did not know that, but I like it because it lays flat.
Don't you dig in and you pull the ladder behind the...
No, you have the chains, the top chains.
Yeah.
And you're coming, it's like, imagine
It's almost
you're
like lacing a shoelace.
Exactly. Like lacing a shoelace, but not skipping anything. You're coming under one and under the opposite. Under one, under the opposite.
Cool.
I know it's not like in knitting you're going under.
Oh, it's kind of like maybe when you're going under bound off stitches in knitting?
No, not necessarily. You're going under, like your two chains. You're going under one and then zigzag back and you go under the other one too.
So it has this.
I see.
So
it
it's
sounds
almost
a
like
little
this,
bit like a 3-dimensional whip stitch.
Kind of.
yeah. Okay. So you get this herringbone-ish look.
I see it now.
Yeah. But it lays nice and.
It does.
I do like that it lays flat.
It butts right up to each other.
Is that the wrong side? Funny how it. Oh, I wonder.
No, that's the wrong side of your blocks.
This is the wrong side of the blocks, but she didn't say to put them wrong sides facing, because I think it would have looked a little different then. But whatever, it is what it is now, because I am not undoing. But the thing about, one thing I would suggest, if anyone were to do this in the future, and if I were to teach it in a class, is with that last color of each one, make it extra long. Because you're going to use that to sew up a side rather than having
introducing new ends.
Rather than having new ends to weave in, because most of these still have ends to weave in, and I'm like, I'm not even going to worry about that. I will weave these in at some other time. I just wanted to get through. I thought even if I did a block a night, that's still 16 nights just to do the 16 blocks, and then you got to put the 16 blocks together. But I think it's bigger than I thought. I thought it was going to be a smaller baby blanket because
maybe it's a Karin blanket.
It's a Karin blanket
for Karin to use.
Maybe
only.
Well, yeah, it's choosing gray instead of white kind of makes this a little heavier. And now that I put this together, I can see one mistake. But we're going to ignore that because, or you know what? I'm going to duplicate stitch kind of over the crochet.
There you go.
And so that is
Did you
called
say that was the Merriweather?
The Merriweather blanket.
Nice.
I tied with a ribbon. And apparently I did not see that on Ravelry. I think it was someone I saw on Instagram. Because when I went to Ravelry to try to find it, I could not find it. But whenever I can, I do try to go to a designer's website so that they get as much of their profit as possible.
If you buy on Ravelry, they get it all. If you buy in-store, it's a different situation.
That's true.
Sorry, I'm very pro Ravelry still.
I'm not anti-Ravelry.
Oh, I
just want everything to go in my library.
I know.
There is that. Because I do have to then go to my email and search.
Yeah.
Isn't
the
there
download.
a way to add it to your library for outside patterns? Or is that like a myth?
I think that's a myth.
No, you are adding the title, but not the pattern itself.
Oh.
So that if you wanted to say...
So like put it in your finished objects.
Well, exactly. Like if I say I have a book or a magazine, I can add that, but if the actual patterns of that magazine don't go on my library, but it goes on my
the book and look at it.
But it goes on my shelf, and there is I think there's a place where you can put a note.
Yeah.
At least
I think there is.
in my brain, I think there should be. Another thing is Marilla's mitts. Marilla. You know who Marilla?
Oh, yeah.
This is by Amy Scher. And I've only finished one.
My friend's daughter's name.
Oh.
I finished one.
But it's Anne Shirley's foster mother.
Yeah. It's it's a pattern that can be fingerless mitts, it can be a mitten, or it can be a convertible.
Where did you get this pattern?
From the designer. I think you
Is
can't
she
get
doing
you
like
can't,
a whole Anne Green Gables thing, or
I don't know.
That's
She
what I'm
might.
asking.
I think she might be because it is inspired by Anne of Green Gables. So it has lace. It has baubles. It's got a really cool thumb thing, and I can take the top off, and I still have my fingers available.
Very nice.
So it's really cool. I'm using Farmer's Daughter fiber. Their Pushkin DK. This did not take long at all to do. Even with the pattern, it was really easy to follow.
Beautiful.
I like the way she's suggested it. She has things color coded, so if you go for the fingerless view or the full length view, where to follow and how to do the thumb.
Nice presentation.
Huh?
It's a nice presentation.
Very
in the pattern.
well. Her patterns. Amy sure has some very organized patterns, and this definitely is inspired by. You see, she even in her picture, she shows you the fingerless version or what looks like the mitten convertible version.
I might have to have this. I am a sucker for Anne of Green
Textured mittens featuring lace cables and baubles and traditional fingerless and convertible views.
Wonderful.
So, nice.
Yeah, and I thought about because I'm also a fan of Anne of Green Gables and I'm a fan of Amy Shure, so it was kind of a win-win. It's not completed because I only have the one.
It's completed. The pair is not.
Yeah. The pair is not completed.
It is completed.
Which hand do you want to keep warm? Oh, it's handed, so I guess.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you just have the baubles on your palm, right?
Well, and you convert it. It's kind of in the convertible.
Yeah.
It's kind of in the way, but her instructions on even how to do this is really, really clever. Like you will just do this, like the ribbing in your palm is done as a separate flap that gets sewn down, while the stitches that are part of the mitten are just held until you continue the pattern. So
nice.
And I have enough yarn to make a couple more pairs.
Oh,
I wonder. So just keep that tucked in there. I don't mean to be dominating. I think that's. And then I'm also continuing. I don't need to show it on the Mellow Tunic by Tony Lipsy, which is the Tunisian crochet.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, it feels much more dense than the other Tunisian crochet. Then, like I was noticing, they're both DK. The only difference, maybe it's the yarn. This is in wool of the this is heavier. This is wool of the Andes worsted.
Yeah,
but it just feels more dense than the DK on comparable hooks. I think it has to do with it's a stitch.
Yeah, it's probably the stitch.
Because Tunisian knit is denser than the simple stitch. Yeah. That's why.
It's pretty though.
It's gorgeous. It looks like a knit sweater, and it will be, I don't mind it being thicker just because I think that's going to be great texture. Mm-hmm. And gosh darn it, it better be cold. I got to finish this so I can actually wear it before it gets too hot. But I know I only have about a month before the spring hits.
Right? The refrain of the California knitter, depending on where you live in California.
True.
If you live in the Sierra Nevadas, you're happy. My darling son, who likes camping, so obviously I already don't get him.
Can't relate.
He was like, we want to camp in the snow. And
why would you want to do that?
I'm like, thank you.
Camping.
Okay,
I love camping, but I ain't camping in the snow.
But I'm not camping.
Thank you. Yeah. Two camping lovers.
I'm an avid camper, but no, people don't do that.
Two experienced camping lovers saying, heck no. So I'm like, none of you
young and dumb.
Right. None of you are homeless.
I don't mean to call your child dumb.
No, it's okay. I agree. None of you are homeless. You don't have to do this. Like, you all have warm beds that you could be in. But that's my usual refrain about camping. So he went and they chose one of his friends lives in Nevada. So they chose somewhere that was like only an hour away from the one person's house. Okay. So if something went wrong, they could go home to his house.
Smart.
So, and they did choose to leave early because there was an impending storm.
Good.
And so I came back and I'm like, do you have all your fingers and toes? And he's like, yeah. And it was way more fun than you said it would be. So I'm into it. Fine.
I went camping once up in Lopez Lake, which is near Arroyo Grande. And it was January. And there wasn't snow, but it was freezing cold.
Yeah.
Because our water bucket in the morning was frozen. And this before we had the trailer, we were car camping. So we were in our car and we were with my cousin Claire and her husband's brother. And he slept in the back of the other car. He couldn't feel his toes in the morning because he was so cold.
That's why I was being serious.
And so we were like
10 fingers, 10 toes
we were
still, right?
Freezing, but I will say that, I mean, I wasn't as young, but I was younger when we did this.
Yeah.
it's still one of my favorite camping memories because we had such a fun time.
Boo!
But the next, James and I stayed like a day later than the other people in our group went. We stayed another day, and the temperature dropped even more. So we woke up in the morning in the car, and we were like, "Do you just want to go home?" And James was like, "Yes." So we just piled everything in the car. We didn't pack up. We're like, "We gotta get out of here. It was too cold." It was fun for a day or two, and then it was like, "We're going home. It's too cold for this."
Right. I think a cabin in the snow.
That would be lovely.
That. I love that.
Yes.
We
I
did
love
that
when there's snow in Independence.
For Kevin's birthday a few years ago, we went to Big Bear and stayed up there in a cabin. And
wonderful.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely.
It's because you have a comfy bed.
Right. And I could
and
go
maybe a
and
fireplace.
warm up. Yep.
Yeah.
Visit the snow and go back to the warm place.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that you guys also think young and dumb.
Yep.
Katie, what are you working on?
I've got a number of things I'm working on.
'Tis the season.
I don't have that many like Christmas gifts to make this year, which is nice. I have one which I think I mentioned, the Easy Eyelet yoke that I'm making for a gift that I can't say who it's for. Where's my bag of things? Here it is. So I finished the body. I am like halfway maybe into a sleeve. Oh, no, not even halfway. I'm a couple inches into a sleeve.
That looks like halfway to me.
Yeah.
Short arms, right?
Sleeves.
Yep.
But the body's done, and I'm doing the same thing Karin is with, like, trying to figure out where the colors go because it's variegated. And so I'm blending. So I have 4 skeins of this Rios, and only the top one is significantly different, I think, than the others.
And it works up there.
It works in the yolk.
So I used up all of the first one in the yolk. And then there's 3 more that I sort of tried to make go lightest to dark. Mm-hmm. So what I did was once I separated the sleeves, I was into the second ball. I divided the length of the body into 3 sections. So I could do, 4 inches of color 2, blend into color 3. Nice. 4 inches of color 3, blend into color 4. Finish with color 4. And then I took what was left of each of those balls and I split them in half. And I think, according to my math, I have enough yarn that it should work on the sleeves to do the same thing. Because I bought another skein just in case. But the skein that I bought didn't come from the same place, and it's significantly different. But I don't think I'm going to need it.
Well, you just do one more blend, right?
Yeah.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah. I don't think I need it, though. I think I'll be fine.
That probably keeps a solid one color stockinette body a lot more interesting.
Yeah, and it goes
goal-oriented.
so fast. It's like 16 over 4 on a 9. So, like, fantastic. It doesn't take long. So I have to finish that by Christmas. But I remember when I knit the first 2 of these, each sleeve took me a day. So I'm not worried about it. I say that now. But it's only the first. I'm also working slightly on that velvet pullover.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, I got too many things in this bag. I haven't touched it in a few weeks, but I think I've decided for the body already, which is farther along, I think, than last time we talked about it. So this is my big green blob, which I have high hopes of finishing it by Christmas, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I've separated it for the sleeves.
Oh, nice.
So I tried it on.
It's kind of swancho-y.
It
feels like it's a real deep sleeve.
I think I just picked a real oversized size, which might not have been on purpose, because checking gauge and getting gauge in this yarn was very trying.
Forget about it.
So at some point I was like, it's fine, it'll fit. So I think I just chose a bigger size just to make up for that. But it's very cozy, like a sweatshirt. And I do really like this sweater. I'm excited to actually finish it, because I do like it. It's very soft.
It's real cuddly looking.
It would be like a good Christmas sweater, because it's a Christmas green, but that's not going to happen. But that's okay.
Pet me, I'm soft. That's what I call those.
Yeah. Velvet pullover, easy eyelet yoke. Oh, okay. I'm working on a Christmas quilt. I did not finish my Halloween quilt by this year, but I took that time and I was like, I'm going to start a Christmas quilt instead. And I have to tell myself that I'm probably not going to finish my Christmas quilt by Christmas. But I actually brought it to show you, which I don't normally do, because this is my at-home project.
Oh.
So
I love those organizing boxes.
Yeah, it's a scrapbook organizer.
Yes, I already see.
Which works great for quilting.
So this is the Suburbs pattern from Cluck Cluck Sew. So it's a little
fun
bunch of houses. with a white background that looks like snow. But instead of doing a blue sky, I chose this like black
like
snowflakey.
Like snowflakes at night.
Yeah. So there's
Santa
my...
can come.
So that's the sky fabric.
That's gorgeous.
The pattern designer has an add-on option for a tree block. So I am doing trees.
Or you can put trees in between, like in some of the blank spots.
Yeah. So I have a couple trees. Yeah, here's the tree block. So there's my trees.
Aww. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I like the little confetti. It's like it gives texture. Fabric.
So I'm making a couple trees to sprinkle in here and there.
They have sprinkles on them.
They do. And then all of my house blocks are done.
Wow.
So there's...
Oh, show me all the houses.
I love the fussy cut with the reindeer in the doorway.
Yeah, that wasn't fussy cut. That was just luck.
Happy accident.
So some of the houses have black on the top because those are the outside, like the night sky houses.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Where did you get all this cute fabric?
Kitty
Are
snowman.
they fat quarters, or?
It's a layer cake friendly pattern. So this is one layer cake of the Ruby Star Jolly Darlings collection.
Gosh, that's
which is
cute.
like, look at those little. The
Dad, I have to have that. Does Kelly have yardage of that? I want that.
Yeah, maybe
cool.
not this color, but I think we have this design.
But they're octopi with light garlands.
It gets better than that.
Little tiny raccoons and trash cans.
Oh, I love it!
I'm gonna cry. That's so cute.
Oh, I like the blue one.
Yeah, the little deer are
like
very
the pink
sweet.
and red best.
Yeah. There's also this sweater print that I love.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, graphic is haunting us.
Yeah. So that is the Christmas quilt that I am very excited about and I love.
Oh, I love it too.
I might finish it by Christmas. I don't know if I'll get it done by then.
Is it called Peppermint Please, or is that something different?
Oh, that's something else. That's garbage that ended up in there. But the pattern's called Suburbs.
I love it. You're reminding me I should pick up my house.
I was thinking about your house.
I have 2
blanket.
house quilts. Well, I have 2. I did one in blue and white and one in like cheerful sunny colors.
Yep. And the last thing I'm working on that I'm actually working on right now, I was in the mood for cross stitch because 'tis the season, I guess, for that. For whatever reason, at Christmas time, I feel like cross stitching.
It's like the only time you want to cross stitch, it seems.
Well, no, I do enjoy it throughout the year, but for whatever reason, I was just, it would feel really nice to cross stitch right now. And I'm sort of just letting myself do what I think is going to make me happy at that moment.
Good.
So cross stitching ended up being that thing. So I went on Etsy and I searched for Christmas cross stitch patterns. I had no inspiration going in. I was just something Christmassy. And this is from Stitch Rovia, who I now follow on Instagram. But I guess this is a new pattern because it just came out, which I didn't know when I bought it. But it's called the Festive Festive Sampler. No, that's not a good picture of it, but there's a tiny picture of it.
Well, you have the chart in the back.
That's dang cute anyway.
I had a bigger picture to show, but yeah, it's a little full cover. Oh, here it is. Like a full coverage sampler. There is a snowman, a little bird, a Christmas stocking, a present, gingerbread man, a Christmas pudding, a wreath, an ornament, a bell, all kinds of very cute things. So this is from Stitch Rovia, the Festive Sampler. So I took myself down to Michael's and I stocked up on embroidery floss, and I currently have the bell and most of the snowman complete.
Very cool.
Yes, Karen.
Do you know that Cosmo has DMC equivalent colors?
Yes, I did, but Super Buzzy was not open the day that I needed to feed my need to start this project. So
I get that.
It was like, okay, I'm going to start this project right now, and Michael's was open. I couldn't wait one more day.
Must have been a Monday, because I can't
exactly
tell you
why.
how many Mondays I'm like, oh, I'm in town, I'm going to go buy it. And I even park in front of the door before I go, wah, wah, wah.
Yep, no, I know.
Stitch Rovia, you say?
Stitch Rovia on Instagram.
I'm game to follow a new...
Yeah, she has a lot of followers.
Cute.
I'm like, I guess I haven't heard of this person before. But, yeah, it's really fun. It's, I have a question, though. Why is a bell a Christmas thing?
Silver bells.
Yeah, it's like a wintry choral instrument.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm like, everything else,
Lots
sure.
because there's
A
lots
bell
of
is boring.
because there's a lot of bell choirs.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Oh yeah,
I was in a bell choir at one point.
You were?
I was in a handbell choir.
That did sound
Was it
familiar.
was it one of those giant? Did you have one of the giant bells that was two-fisted?
No, I had. I don't even remember. It was a very long time ago.
I like her sea life.
Yeah, she's got lots of cool patterns.
Oh, I have this already. The Colors of Spring. I have this in. She must be in the UK.
I think she is.
Because this was a pattern featured in one of the like UK Stitch magazines, and
cool.
I really like it.
I was thinking about cross stitch the other day when I started this project, and how it's a really good time to get into cross stitch.
Yeah,
because there are so many independent designers.
What is your flavor, and you
right.
can find it.
Anything you want to make, you go on Etsy, you search for taco cross stitch pattern, and it exists.
Yes.
You know, but it's also
I do that on Instagram too. There's a lot of people like Caterpillar cross stitch. I like to follow her.
It's also a very accessible craft because it's easy to understand. There's not that much about it, you know, it's like basically one stitch over and over. So it's simple. Most people, I think, could probably figure it out on their own. And it's affordable.
Yeah.
You know, like floss costs $1 maybe, depending on where you get it, 60 cents at Michael's or whatever. And the cloth is, you know, you use a coupon. It's a I think more people should cross stitch is my point.
You get like a lot of like time return
for the amount,
for the investment. So like the
100%.
entertainment value, because I'm not fast at this.
No, so this whole project cost me maybe $20 in supplies. And I'm gonna work on this for weeks, you know?
Oh yeah.
I did go on Etsy and order myself a stand so I can two-handed cross stitch, but it hasn't. I said it shipped today, so I'm excited about that.
That made such a difference for me.
Yeah.
The one thing that I have found helpful as my eyes have gotten older and a little tired is
full light,
good light.
Yeah,
but also having that desk magnet thingy. What do we call it? I've got the box. It could be tall or it could be small.
Oh, it's an OT light.
Having an OT light with a magnifier.
Okay.
Yeah, a magnifier
really
is
nice.
good. I am lucky and blessed that I have good eyes, but I do need light at at home for sure.
The two of us pay to see. Yes, we remember.
I know.
We got over this.
I am thankful for it. So, and I also went to FedEx and I printed a larger version of the pattern, which is helpful too. But,
upsizing the pattern is really. I know that they have to make it small for space.
Yeah,
but being able to some of the
there's
cross stitch designers do have a larger version.
There is a larger version in this pattern that you have to like cut out and tape together.
Oh,
but
I don't like doing that.
I don't like doing it either. So I went to FedEx and had it
yeah.
printed. So, and it cost me like $1 to print this like 11 by 17 sheet. So I'm having a nice time with that. It's something that is feeding my soul right now, which is making me happy. So
that is a good thing. We support this.
So that is what I am doing right now. And what are you working on?
I am working on a few things, but I think I've talked about all of them already. I put I think it's called Aurora, the Barocco crocheted granny square sweater I talked about before.
Oh, yeah.
I put that aside for like a whole month. But I am back into it tonight. Because yesterday it was like, what do I want to work on? Like the things I have to do or the thing I want to do?
Exactly.
And I picked up Aurora.
Is that the thing you want to do?
That's what I want to do right now. Subject to change any minute.
That's how I'm feeling.
And it's going very well. I'm trying, like for me, my brain works if I do it kind of assembly line. So I've got all my centers done. Yeah. I've got my first round after the center, and I'm just systematically doing that.
That's a smart.
I'm going to challenge myself to weave in because it changes every round on the way I've divided my colors. So I'm going to challenge myself to like pause after technically I guess the third round and weave in on my ends on all of them.
Very smart.
and just progressively work out from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fun pattern because granny squares are fun until they're not.
Yes.
And so this is the perfect size of a granny square. It's, I think, it's 5 rounds. And then the 6th round is the joining round, which is a delight.
Nice.
There's a combination of full grannies and, oh, that sounds like something different.
Full-size grannies.
Full-size grannies. Delete your search history.
Yeah.
Half triangles and quarter triangles. I think there's only 2 quarter triangles, which are sort of delightful. And it's fun. It's a really fun sweater.
Nice. It does look fun. I remember seeing the picture of it and being like, I want to make that.
I recommend when you have the yang to do it, do it. Follow that. Follow that dream.
Okay.
I am working on Dante's sweater.
Those are Alexander colors, though, aren't they?
They are. Well, so Dante is going to a school where these are his school colors, which is why he agreed to the red. So I am well into my Tom 10 for my 6-foot-something broad-shouldered young son. So it's luckily kind of big gauge. I'm on 9s in worsted weight, and I think it was exactly 4 stitches to the edge.
Who's this for then?
This is for Dante.
Oh, okay. And he's already 6 foot?
Yeah, he had a big spurt the last year.
Wow.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be any
6
taller.
foot, so I like, no, she didn't say Alexander.
6'3" now.
Wow.
He doesn't want to be any taller, though, because he's currently thinking of the Air Force, and he's already limited on the things he can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Because you can't have tall pilots?
Well, cockpits are designed for a size limit.
Is he colorblind?
I never knew that.
Okay. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He has good eyesight, and he's never fainted. That's another disqualifier.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Because I don't know a lot about the Air Force, and probably am not made to be in the military. But when I was his age, I also thought the Air Force would be really cool because flying fast planes would be freaking amazing. But I've passed out, and I don't have good eyesight. So twofer. But I'm almost through the body of the Tom 10.
Nice.
So, which is a very fun and weird construction. It is a recipe as well. So you figure out how big around you're going to make the body. Then you divide it into quarters, and the fronts are 1/8 or like half of a quarter each. So you make your front pieces and your back, and then you build the sleeves like horizontally out.
Yeah.
And you're eating up your
never
live
made
stitches.
one, but
it's fun.
Yeah.
And once you know the recipe, it's like a good dinner that you know how to cook.
You used to teach this.
I have taught it. I actually don't know that class ever went. I offered it twice. No one took it.
I thought you did.
I offered it.
Oh.
I've offered it.
Maybe it's time again.
What's the difference?
I don't know.
You never know.
It delights me.
There you
and
go.
that's what's important. And, it's an Elizabeth Zimmerman brilliant moment. Oh, well, I mean, I taught the log cabin a couple times. That was
I guess
successful.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. But I've offered the plain Tom 10, too, using Easy's recipe.
It's like a percentage system, right?
Yeah. It's like in that same vein as her percentage system. So I think I'm going to do the sleeves, and then I'm doing a big hood on it. Because I don't think I want to do the sleeves with the hood dangling off of it.
I will say this isn't your kind of sweater because you can't do the sleeves backwards.
No, you cannot.
Right?
Nope. Yeah, it's integral that you do the sleeves in the order that Easy has set it out. So that's going smoothly, and I'm enjoying it, regardless of I can't hack the sleeves. And then I'm made real good progress on the stockings.
Yay!
So I just have to do the foot of Alexander's, and then the only one I have to do is Kevin's.
That's awesome.
So I've got the month to finish one, and maybe a second one. But Alexander's has 2 sets of dragons and a 20-sided die.
Oh, that is so cool.
And kitty cats and coffee mugs.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's very. I like each one even more than the next one. So I'm excited to start Kevin's.
Are you going to make yourself one?
I am, but I don't have to have that done by a due date.
But I hope you do.
Oh, yeah. No, I have it all.
What's on yours? Unless you don't want to tell us. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you. It's because they were here, like because I try to work on it when I'm here instead of anything else. So I was graphing out Halloween graph.
Yeah.
So I found a really cute little Halloween graph that has cats and pumpkins and skulls. So that's one chunk. I have a cycle of the moon.
Cool.
And then I have some sheep, and I have some raindrops.
Cute.
I think that's everything. Because I've been carrying around the Andrea Rangel book with her Stitch Dictionary, and it's been the perfect like folder.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't used like any of her charts, but I am putting her charts into mine. Because the kids like such specific things, and even though that book has, classical and extraordinary things,
but if you want a 20-sided die,
it wasn't in there.
It's not in there.
No, that was some deep cuts in the internet. So those are the things that I'm working on with great fervor and attention.
Nice.
Yeah. So I've been. That's been pretty productive.
That's awesome. I have a feeling that this next segment will be light.
Yeah, right. Well, just make sure you're giving yourself for full credit.
Yeah.
Give yourself, because I have a tally.
Oh, I don't, but
tally.
I could come up with one.
Karin goes. I mean, I could go first.
Go
it's just
first.
I was just talking, so just make sure while I'm talking, you guys double check your tallies.
Let me look at my tally.
Yeah,
we're talking about each individual.
Yeah, how many did you make?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I gotta think about that.
Okay, you talk. I'm gonna calculate.
So we're, what we're hinting at is we were all very involved in making our product lines for our handmade boutique. What do we call it again? Handmade
holiday boutique.
Handmade holiday boutique, which is becoming an endearing tradition. So I have made 26 crisscross aprons.
Ooh.
I made...
No, go ahead.
I made 16 quillos. And then I have my bestseller, which sold out last year, and it's making a good effort to sell out this year. 230 bull hugger pot holders.
Wow.
Which take a lot of time.
Yeah, they do.
It's kind of shocking that this simple little thing is so time consuming.
I'm not surprised at all. That is a lot of work.
So those are the things I newly made for this year's handmade holiday boutique.
Shop online now.
Yeah. I still have the Quilt As You Go quilts that I made last year, and there's jewelry and earrings, but you have to come to drop in to buy the jewelry because I took it off the website.
Yeah,
because it was too hard to inventory.
Yeah. Nice.
And I finished one dress alteration for my daughter's choral event, which I thought I was altering her dress.
Yeah. Because
the fit problems she was describing were the changes I was making on this dress. And she's like, oh, that's not my dress. I just volunteered you.
Well, thank you.
Which was fine because I am happy to participate and use my talent to do that.
That's so funny.
But I thought I was doing her dress. Can you guys guess from being here today what color the dress was?
Yes. Oh shoot. I cleared off fluff off of one of the chairs.
Fluff.
I can't remember what color it was.
Fluff, though.
Well, not fluff, like little bits of thread.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
Oh shoot. Was
That's
it blue?
Reasonable. No, it was not blue, so that's not my thread.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't remember the color now. I do remember.
The reason I am quizzing you is that it was glitter fabric.
Oh no, I didn't notice
and
any glitter.
You must have
hot pink glitter.
Oh,
if Karin,
you must have cleaned
if you look on the ground and
it.
like flash a light on the ground, I did not vacuum.
Oh, okay.
But I just wanted.
I see it.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the table or your chairs.
Yeah, there is big glitter on the ground. That's so
but
funny.
not very much. And it's tiny glitter.
Yeah.
It is tiny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that may not vacuum.
It's fun.
It's good enough.
It's on the ground. It's not on the table or chair.
No.
But that's the point of the quiz, is like I cleaned that glitter up.
Yeah.
Which is why I want credit for a dress alteration.
You deserve it.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But I'm kind of excited about her little choral presentation. It's going to be fun. And if you guys are looking for some Christmas music in your holidays, it's at Ventura High School on December 9th.
That's what that is, the
10th.
holiday singing celebration.
Yeah. The 9th is an evening and the 10th is a matinee.
Cute.
And it goes from kinder through 5th is in one choir, junior high is in one choir, and high school's in another. And it's an all-district, completely free program. She bends over backwards to make sure it's a free program for all who participate. And it's been really fun for Marabella to be a part of it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I thought, because I knew the older kids, they have these fancy show choir dresses, and I was just poised and ready because my brother was in the band. It's like, okay, what is this going to cost?
Right.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, we keep this program free and accessible.
That's awesome.
Like, okay,
That's
happy to
wonderful.
alter a dress.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
No problem.
Karin, what have you finished?
Well, I finished 24 flannel-lined cowls that measure 22 inches deep by 54 inches around, so they are big.
They are super stylish, snuggly blankets you can wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the type of deep cowl that you could wear as a hood.
Yeah.
And still keep the back of your neck and your shoulders warm. They're lined with fleece. They are really good quality flannel, the kind that's a little thicker, that's like shirt weight, that's woven. I got a couple that are actually wool flannel.
Nice.
I can't tell which one's my favorite, the Holiday Homies
Those
flannel
are really
that is,
cute.
or the buffalo. I'm a sucker for the good old buffalo check of red and black. What else? I made some ice-dyed watch caps, and you're like, what's a watch cap? Why is that different from
It's
a beanie?
Oh, okay. It's not a
Okay,
beanie.
a watch cap is a beanie, but it has a deeper rim.
So all watch caps are beanies, but not all beanies are watch caps?
Yes.
Got
All
it.
right.
And they are ice-dyed with, which you may think, wow, it's just a beanie. Well, no, there's a process that goes into pre-soaking them, tying them, dyeing them, washing them,
Yeah.
making sure that the dyes are set.
I wouldn't look at that and just say it's just a beanie.
No,
Karin, those are beautiful.
Yeah,
Okay,
each
they're like
one-
wearable art. I
Yeah.
really tried to make it that way.
Each one is unique and absolutely gorgeous and like a piece unto its own.
So the thing that I am really excited about were the wine bottle gift bags that are linen. When I got them, I wasn't too excited because the linen is more like a very rustic kind of taupey linen,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't quite match the picture. They really must have lightened up the picture because it didn't look nearly as rustic. But it's okay. When you add dye, it covers a lot of stuff up. But the way I folded it, and the way I instead of, some of them I tied, but some of them I folded and held together with like binder clips, and where the binder clip made butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like someone has like butterflies on them, but those are also, I thought those would be a nice little bit of like, instead of here's a bottle of wine, but here's also a really neat bag that you can use it again and again.
Well, I imagine you could like tuck your wine on, and if you're going to like the Hollywood Bowl, or you're going on a picnic, it's something you would use again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you'll use the gift bag. You can keep it for yourself,
Put a
or
sandwich in
give
it.
it. Huh?
You could put a sandwich in it.
Oh yeah.
It'll hold a long
Like a-
submarine.
like a foot long?
A foot long. That's right. If you're not into wine,
You
but
put
you're
other
into,
beautiful
you
things
can
in it,
put
too.
other beautiful.
Apparently I'm hungry.
Socks.
And
You give it socks in it.
okay,
Yeah.
and it's washable because I've already washed it in hot water and threw it in the dryer under hot. So yeah, so if some of your Mike's Way Jersey Mike spills out, you can still wash it. Hey, they make gluten-free submarine
All right,
sandwiches,
you're
so
in.
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I didn't have as much time to do things as I would have liked because I was like working the first week plus first 8 days of the month
Mm-hmm.
in plus the weeks previously, halfway from October into November on election work.
Yeah.
So I got a very late start. I had one weekend basically, the weekend before, to get as much done as I could. But I was pleased with what I got, and I'm really... Part of me is like, whatever doesn't sell might be gifts at home.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I'd really like to sell them out, because that would be cool.
Well,
cool.
They are all gorgeous things.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I did bring out some of last year's holographic vinyl bags.
Well, then you ended up doing custom gadget cozies too.
That's
was cool.
true. That's true. I had a few gadget cozies left from the previous year, and then someone's like, "Oh, I want those, but do you have any in these colors?" And I'm like, "Well, here's the thing.
Give me a day.
Yeah.
If I have, I'll pull some options from my stash. But if you want me to shop for something, then it will be what my thing is, my cost plus the additional cost of new fabric." But I was able to make 6.
Nice.
So yeah, if you are interested in a gadget cozy, and if you don't know what that is, check out the website. It's a really cool like beanie bag, but with no beans. They're made with polyfill, so they could be washed. And it fits like on the arm of your couch. It holds your phone or your tablet if it's small. It's pretty handy. And there is some time if you get to me very, very, very quickly. Like
you hear this tomorrow. Wait, no, it releases
Tuesday.
Yeah. So if you hear it...
okay. I changed my mind.
Well,
you might have one. You might have 1 week.
She might entertain orders
if you're local.
Yeah.
Let's say that if you're local, then it's possible. Katie, what have you finished?
I actually finished something apart from all the boutique things.
Wow.
I have a now 6-year-old nephew. Owen's birthday was yesterday.
Aww.
And he's 6 now. He is a very skinny guy, and that means he's very cold all the time. So
I wonder what that's like.
I know. Can't relate. Amy, my sister, was telling me that he has one pair of what he calls his woolen socks. That I don't know, some wool socks from like a commercial, company. I don't know where they're from, but he wears them all the time. Here's his favorite socks.
Aww.
So I was like, "Oh, and do you want me to make you new wool socks?" And he was like, "Yes, I do." And so I got on Knitpicks and I handed him my phone and I was like, "What color do you want?" And he picked out his favorite color is blue, so he's like, "I want that one." And then I think he forgot.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. So I knitted up. I was like, well, I got to figure out what size he wears, whatever.
That's the beauty of kids' socks. They're small.
The beauty of kids' socks is that you can make them a tube sock.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Yep.
Yes.
So I made him tube socks, no heel. You just pull them on, and that way he can wear them for a while.
Even better.
Yes. I was like, this is a smart way to do it. So I found a pattern, and I gave them to him. He loved them. He wore them all day. There he is, his skinny little feet.
Aww.
Wearing his blue stripy socks that he was very happy about.
I bet he
Those are not
loves
baby
them.
feet anymore.
No,
Those are like
he's got
real
long little kid feet.
Oh my gosh.
Feet.
Still look adorable to me. Mirabella
Yes.
wears a size 10.
Oh, goodness.
My littlest one. And she's about to pass me in height, too.
Wow.
Like,
You have some big children.
yeah. They're growing. We put the Miracle Grow in the food, and it's working well.
So yeah, his little tube socks took me a couple days to make.
They're so cute.
Yeah, I was happy that he liked them. Oh, here's the funny picture of them laying flat. Just little
Tube socks.
tubes.
Yeah.
So I finished those, and then, so my count for this handmade holiday boutique was, I think 11 crocheted beanies.
Which were adorable.
Yeah,
You did
I've got
good
a couple
then.
left. Yeah, I sold a lot of them. 5 crocheted hanging plant holders. Which I like. I think they're cool. I think I'm gonna steal one to send to a friend because I think she'll like it.
Nice.
She gave me like a cutting of one of her plants that's still alive in
Good
my
job.
bathroom, but I'm not in charge of it. James is in charge of it.
Good job, James.
I think that she would like that. I might steal that for her. I think there were 12 soap socks, 14 zipper vinyl pouches, and 30 heat wraps.
Those were your winner.
Yeah,
You're
those
down
were
Yes.
good. So those are
3
like,
of those.
pop them in the microwave. They're filled with rice. I've got a couple of them left, but yeah, I think it was 30 of them. And those are all the things I finished this month. But yeah, we made a lot of stuff for sure.
Good. Yeah.
Well, anybody have anything they're excited or obsessed about or want to talk about?
So many obsessions this month.
Oh, go for it.
Okay. First, I want to talk about my Friends podcast. If you are a Star Trek fan, He has started with his co-host a podcast. You can find it, I think, on all the podcast like aggregators. So I know you can find it on Google Podcasts, and I don't know if it's on Stitcher, but Apple Podcasts, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's called Trek, Marry, Kill, and
spell Mary
like to marry someone, Marry. So it's that like
as opposed to something else.
Yeah.
Marry, kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, do we have a... I mean, I don't watch my language most of the time. I've been very good today. So can I say what it is?
What the original
a play
is?
On? Yeah.
I'll bleep it if you... No.
Okay. Well, fuck, marry, kill. Catch me if you can.
Which one would you do?
Yeah. So they... I listened to episode 3, which was the series premiere of Deep Space Nine, which is not one I'm that into, but it was fun to listen to them because, first of all, Brian's an old friend of ours. The names of the hosts are Brian and Kristen, and he's an old friend of ours, so it was just like hanging out with our friend for the podcast, and which was very fun. And he has like on that one he had a I think he's a playwright as a guest. And the three of them evaluate it, and they have different criteria that they're evaluating on. So it's very scientific. And then at the end, they say, are they going to trek, marry, or kill? I think...
It is on Stitcher.
Oh, cool. It is on Stitcher.
Yeah, I'm going to be adding that now.
It's fun. But I think I'm going to have to treat it like I do the one that Katie turned me on to, Ruined, which is where they ruin scary movies. I can only listen to it like in passing if it's an episode I absolutely know. Right. Like there's 6 episodes up now. And they just did Farpoint Station, which is the opening to Star Trek Next Generation, which is my favorite. I hate that episode, but I could listen to it and I already know I would choose kill. I could listen to that one and follow along, but there's so many episodes and I've seen a lot of them. I'm going to have to look up the episode. You got to watch it first. Then listen to the show, which there's no problem. Star Trek is my number one.
At least with Ruined, for me, I know I'm not going to watch them. So I'm like, what's this movie? Let's learn about this. But if you're using it like that's a fun movie, I might watch that. I can understand.
Yeah, so for Ruined, I really enjoy it. I only listen if I've seen it and then listen. If I haven't seen it, because I love scary movies, I'm probably going to see it someday.
They just released an episode today, and I usually go and watch the trailer for the movie so I get a feel for it of like, what are we talking about? It's called Basket Case. It's from 1980 something.
I've heard that's a very good movie and I haven't seen it.
It looks wild.
Yeah. I think I've been seeing it lately in the zeitgeist, like in the the collective consciousness of pop, because it's being recommended for people who liked Barbarian. If you like that movie,
this seems like a completely different tone though.
But it's insane, like it's gonna give you these crazy twists.
I'm very excited to listen to the episode about it.
It seems like it might be one of those groundbreakers that I've never heard of before.
There's a lot that I have never heard of, but I'm also not in that like looking for horror movies.
Right. I'm proud of you that you even touch the world by listening to this podcast.
A lot of them I find, and it's like, I get 2 like takeaways from it. Either I'm gonna recommend the movie for James to watch.
Very good.
Or I'm gonna be like, I could watch that movie. Yeah. But most of the time I'm like, James, I want you to watch this movie now, and then tell me about it. Like, they just didn't... Have you heard of Glorious?
No.
Okay, watch the trailer for Glorious.
Okay.
And so I showed James the trailer. I was like, you have to watch this. And so he put it on he might be watching it tonight. I was like, you need to watch this movie and tell me about it.
So you get like a private Ruined.
Yeah, exactly. I get the report back from James. It's like, how was it?
So that's how podcasts grow, is tell your friends about it. So y'all are my friends. So
if anybody knows anybody into Star Trek, tell them.
If you like Star Trek, Trek, Marry, Kill. Or if you've always been curious about Star Trek, maybe that's sort of like Katie's experience into scary movies. Yeah. You might find out you like Star Trek.
I was looking at the titles of some of these. And they have abbreviations. Do you know what SL1, SL3 are? I mean...
Can I see?
Yeah, so like SNW...
Oh, it's season 1, episode 3.
Oh, okay.
Season 1, episode 1.
Got it.
Yeah.
Season, is that a 1 or episode? I see S1 E3, not SL. Because like TNG, The Next Generation, Voyager, DS9, Deep Space Nine, TOS, I guess, is the original series.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
Look, I speak.
Good job. I'm so proud of you. I love Star Trek. But things that I love, I don't get. I love the essence of them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm sure I didn't quote Finding Nemo right at the beginning.
Whatever.
But the essence of it was right.
Yeah,
exactly.
So don't put me on a quiz show. But I am very excited about this podcast. I am also excited about this guy's Instagram account, and I am probably late to the party, as always. Do you know about Palmer Trolls? I
don't know what this is.
love him.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, yep. I know who that
love
is.
this
He
guy.
was trolling
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Cameron.
And normally I think trolls must be evil.
No,
but he uses his evil for good.
I
He's
imagine
like the Robin Hood
the
of
people on the
trolls.
other side probably see him as a classic troll, but
Oh, yeah.
But
he's hilarious.
He's
align
the
with
Robin
him.
Hood of trolls.
Yeah, exactly. He makes fake accounts for these big corporations and just posts as they are, as he is them. And he tried to get Walmart to close for Black Friday. He's the last one I saw was, what is her name? Cameron? Full House. Cameron.
Oh,
Cameron.
Something Burr from Full House.
Yeah.
So
it's like a 3-part name.
Candace Burr.
Or
Candace
Cameron
Burr.
Burr. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's trolling her for her stance on traditional marriage and changing. She left the Hallmark Channel, and so he's now he was doing posts for as the what is that? The All American Family Channel or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here we stand for traditional marriage, but our sponsors say we have to show one same-sex couple in a project next year. So we're trying to figure out if that's just for 1 second, and it goes on from there.
Right.
And it's
it
delightful.
usually starts with somebody being nasty on the internet, commenting on I went to Walmart and I saw whatever, and then it's he'll troll back. He's like, I'll make my own Walmart account and troll you and be like, please don't ever come back to my Walmart again.
Yeah. I love it so
It looks
much.
like he does shows, and he's gonna be in San Diego from the 28th through the 31st.
His presentation reminds me of the guy who did the rubber duck jokes on his roommates, and then trolled back the email spam scammers. He's very funny.
It's very dry humor, very deadpan. It's very funny.
Palmer Trolls.
Yep.
Very good. My applause to you, Palmer. And then my next obsession. My friend Katie turned me on to this. Furbishstudio.com. Can you guys both go to furbishstudio.com?
So not this Katie.
No, but I think this Katie, is also going to like it. It's my other friend Katie who spells it differently.
One of a kind home decor and lamps. Oh, cute.
Oh my gosh! Right? So
Bish, like Bish,
B-I-S-H.
Yeah.
Okay. Furbish, please.
Yes. So they have fantastic needle pointed pillows.
Oh yes.
They have the coolest ornaments. And the reason, Katie just has great taste, like many Katies do.
Oh, thanks so much.
And so she is going to redo one of her son's bedrooms, and there's an artist on there that does Matchbox covers, a painting of a Matchbox cover, but it's modern brand. So they have a Taco Bell Matchbox.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious.
Fun.
I like this pillow. It says, too much of a good thing is wonderful.
Yeah.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day.
I like the snake candelabra.
Yes!
These are awesome.
So, and I think, I want to say that it's a woman, it's definitely a woman-owned company. And I feel like maybe she said they're in Sacramento. So I believe they're California-based also. So it's almost shopping local.
I love this feeling festive AF.
Yeah. I like that one, the tiger, the Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Yeah,
this is awesome because I am trying to be very intentional this year with my Christmas shopping and giving.
Yes.
In that I'm trying not to buy too many things.
Yes.
I'm trying to buy as many of them from small local businesses as humanly possible.
Wonderful.
And I'm also trying to be very intentional with how I wrap my gifts this year to be more environmentally conscious.
Even
so I'm
better.
making a lot of like drawstring bags for gifts.
Excellent.
So I'm like on the hunt for like fun local or like small businesses that I can support.
I think you can feel good about this one.
Wine bottle bags can be
yeah, that works. You're a small
usable.
local business.
Can be good wrapping.
True.
This is awesome.
Pop bags are probably good. Clear vinyl though, it leaves something.
That's a terrible. Maybe throw some
tissue
paper
it.
in there.
Yeah. I mean, there's a solution for sure.
Yeah, these are awesome. I'm very excited about this.
So those are my 3 obsessions.
Nice.
You know, sometimes it's a light obsession month, sometimes it's heavy.
Karen, what are you into?
I could not get enough of that new Netflix show Wednesday because
I
love Addams Family stuff.
I haven't watched
that
it yet.
series is so good.
Yep.
She goes to a boarding school and these people are her people, but she doesn't know that.
I was so annoyed by this one review before I watched it. I feel like this person was so off base, and they were probably very popular in high school or something stupid like that. It was kind of a take on If Everybody's Special then No One's Special, but the slant was, how is Wednesday going to be special if she goes to a school where everybody's an outsider? Is she really an outsider then? But then you watch the show, which, no spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Did you even watch the series off there?
No, she didn't even watch it.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own unique talent or gift. And sometimes it's not always a good thing. And at least from their perspective, they don't always appreciate that. But But
it's certainly not saying that everyone's an outsider, so no one's an outsider.
No.
It wasn't like that at all. Wednesday's still special and fantastic.
You still get the townies versus, prep school kind of thing vibe going. But it's, I don't know, everything about it is some great twists. Wonderful plot. I could not I was doing so much baking and cooking and whatever, and I was like, shh, stop trying to bond with me. I'm watching this. I'm cooking. I've got my earbuds in for a reason.
Yeah. It's worth a rewatch.
Stop trying to talk to me. Yeah, I totally want to watch it again.
Netflix needs to give it a second season.
Oh, absolutely.
We need to
Well,
explore.
they kind of set it up for
did.
the possibility.
Yeah, but they haven't approved the second season yet.
Netflix, you better do that.
Because I know somebody influential at Netflix is listening to us.
We need to stick Palm Trolls onto it.
No.
No, onto,
I mean,
forcing
I
them.
know you're trying to do a callback, and that's rock on. But no, let's just write it out.
Okay, yeah. Let's not make it mad.
Palmer Trolls is a weapon of mass.
It's a force to be reckoned with.
So, I was.
Karin feels strongly though.
Okay, the other thing is, no, I'll save this other thing for a book club. There on.
Okay. Wednesday's great though. That's a good obsession.
It's good.
I concur.
I want to obsess with it again. I want to go back and watch it again because I was mostly listening the first time, but yeah,
rewatchable.
Nice. I have a different kind of obsession this month that is weird because I've never. James bought the new Pokemon game. And he is a Pokemon fan through and through.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So every time a new Pokemon game comes out, he gets very excited and cocoons himself into the room with his TV to play through it. And it brings him so much joy. So I was sitting there cross-stitching while he was playing. And I have a great time because cross-stitch is perfect for this because I have to look at what I'm doing.
Yes.
So he's having a great time. We're chatting. He's catching Pokemon, whatever. I'm cross-stitching. But then I was like, can I play this game? And he was like, yeah, you can play it. So I created my little account, and I have never in my life played a Pokemon game ever. I don't know anything. I mean, I know probably more about Pokemon than most people do, just because of
the passive absorption. Yeah. It's I know a lot about magic. But...
Yes, exactly. So I started playing it. and I'm having a great time.
Oh,
So,
don't tell.
Pokemon Violet, but I get like so frustrated because I told James this. I was like, you have 20 years of Pokemon experience that I don't have.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm so dumb. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's good. I don't know what I'm like. What do I do about this? What does this mean? There's so much to like learn. So I watch him play. I'm like, why are you so much better at me? And he's like, well, you just have to do this. I'm like, it's not that easy. I don't understand what I'm doing.
Oh, think of our beginning knitters and crocheters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I made him last night. I was like, you sit here. I'm going to play and I'm going to ask you a lot of questions as I figure this out. Because I want to like wake up in the morning. Because this is how I felt about like Animal Crossing when it came out, which I haven't touched in probably a year at least. But like I'd wake up in the morning. I'd play Switch for, an hour maybe. Especially now that I wake up at 5 a.m. And then I'd get up and start my day. But I get so frustrated. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm learning. But it's hard to learn something new.
It's so good to be new at things,
Yeah.
though.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's fantastic.
But I'm having a great time with it.
That's
so
even better.
I am enjoying our time here, but I'm wishing I was at home watching and playing Pokemon with James because we're having a great time. So yeah, Pokemon Violet. There's two. When they release a new Pokemon game, there's two versions of it. So Pokemon Violet and Pokemon Scarlet, and we got Violet. I don't know why.
Maybe someday you'll understand.
I don't understand why, but someday maybe I'll be able to tell you why there's two different ones.
My kids were talking about that because they've started with the first Color series way back when. And they were talking about Violet, and then they were playing it.
Yeah.
I know because when I have to wake up in the middle of the night, the light's still on, and I can still hear the bling, 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 the sounds of someone playing a game.
Someone playing Pokemon.
And I'm like, I can't really get mad at my son who has a job because at his age, we were playing games to the middle of the night and then had to get up early to go to our job.
Yeah, that's when you're young.
Your choice, kid.
Yeah. James wishes he could
20s.
still do that because it gets to be like 9-10 o'clock and it's like I'm ready for bed, but he's like, I wish I could stay up like I used to and play Pokemon all night. But now we're in our 30s and it doesn't work that way anymore.
There was a reel that came up. Who knows who made it, but it was like, are you an adult?
I saw this.
Welcome to feeling slightly sick for the
kind
rest.
Of sick all the time. Like, am I sick? No, you're just kind of sick.
Like, I feel tired.
Yeah. Get your excuse ready as he blows his nose. It's like, are you sick? No, it's just fill in the blank allergies
C.
Yeah.
It's allergies with C because I'm like, there's mine.
Or the wind or whatever it is. It's like
the change of season.
Welcome to being kind of sick all the time. Yeah, I like that one. I was like, yeah, I feel that.
Yep.
Especially after COVID, I'm like, I'm just gonna feel like crap for
who
knows how long.
Yeah. It's a while.
Yep.
I know. It's what my husband was like. Because at church, the worship leader was asking if I was feeling well enough yet to come back and sing. And I'm like, actually, I cannot get through half a song still. And my husband's like, really? I didn't know. I'm like, you don't know because I don't really, you're up there playing and I'm not singing with you. But yeah, it takes a long time to get any kind of breath I still get winded going up and down the stairs.
I know.
And and it's like, I've lived in that house for how many years?
My taste has also been a little weird. It's definitely better maybe this week than last week. I didn't lose any like smell, and I didn't necessarily lose my taste, but certain things.
A little,
it's weird. And I was threatening the universe, I don't know who, that if my taste was not back by Thanksgiving, I was going to be very upset, but it was fine.
It took me about 10 months to feel kind of normal again.
Yeah. In a sense, it reminds me of that show iZombie, where they put hot sauce on everything because the dead don't they don't really have a lot of taste buds. The taste buds and so it's like, COVID made us all iZombies.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't taste anything. It's like, I can feel that it must be burning me, but I still can't feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll be okay. It'll be
okay.
It's
just annoying. It was a very light case of it, but it's still annoying. All right.
Props to people really suffering with real intense long COVID.
Yeah, I'm my heart goes out to those people for sure, because I I felt like crap for a day, and then just mildly like crap for a month.
The rest of life.
For the rest of my life. Yeah, I think that's it for us today, guys.
Right.
So make sure you stay tuned for our January episode so you can find out what our super secret surprise is.
Woo-hoo. I love surprises.
Yay, and I hope y'all have a happy holiday season. Whatever you celebrate or like to celebrate or don't like to celebrate. I understand. Do whatever makes you happy. So, yeah, and we'll see you in a couple weeks for our book club. We are reading a book called Small Angels by Lauren
something.
Owen. Lauren Owen.
Rock on. It's like you chose the book. Not
It's
me.
not, it's Anne's choice. So it's so far so good. If you want to read along with us, we'll talk about that in our next episode, and we'll see you all next time. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Strings Unraveled is a production of Strings and Things Studio, with Anne Leckervin-Cazzoli, Kaity Von Rader-Fraker, and Karin Wilmoth. Recorded and edited by Kaity Von Rader-Fraker. Find us online at stringsandthingsstudio.com or on Facebook or Instagram at Strings and Things Studio. You can email us at stringsandthingsinfo@gmail.com.